up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
If you shave your cooch, but not your booty hole, is that the same as a mullet?
My tongue out her ass and left. I'm on TV! Oh shit! First cops, now this? Oh.
Guys, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and this is the Bullhorn Betty channel, where we're taking a deep dive into Sebastian Rogers. We have been covering the case since the early part of March prior to or the day of the interview of both mom and stepdad. What we learned was there were some questionable statements made. And then we started looking into the parents, which really ruffled the feathers of the mom, more importantly, the stepdad. He felt that if we just took all the drama out of this, there's nothing here to see except a teenage boy that just simply ran away from home. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, this mom and stepfather has hired some of the most vile people to assist them in locating their son. From past felons that are currently committing crimes to questionable people with questionable pasts, such as substance abuse, where one of their searchers is seen in the woods utilizing substances through a straw and a dollar bill up that person's nostrils, inhaling whatever it was that he was doing. Then you have another content creator that is filthy, which again is just representation of the people that they hire to assist them. And then lastly, one of the main supporters of the mom and stepdad has now 2 new civil actions against her, one for child custody and another one for stalking her ex-pregnant girlfriend. So, and then after that, an incident report came about where she or her other daughter put bruises on her youngest daughter's throat. Again, this just kind of embodies the type of people that are representing Sebastian's mom and stepfather. While I never criticize anybody's past, because let's face it, we all have one. It's the difference between somebody that has overcome that and has redeemed themselves versus somebody that has continuously done this throughout the pattern of their story and is continuing to do it. No redemption, no remorse, just continuing the same bad behavior over and over again, expecting different results. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers deserves better than this. He deserves the right type of people searching for him and looking for him. There has been a lot of statements made from the mom and the stepfather, predominantly the stepfather, Chris Proudfoot. And I've got to say, the inconsistency, the anger, the vitriol, and the threats and intimidation that he has posed to just about anybody and everybody searching for his son, his stepson, has me very, very, very concerned, including my own arrest. For what? For doing my job and speaking out against him, as well as law enforcement in the area. This makes you take a back seat because you see parents that are spending more time trying to shut my mouth than they are searching for their own missing child that disappeared from their own home. Why? That is the question we should be all asking ourselves, is why. We're going to be going over this case a little more in depth. I hope you stay tuned. We have a lot to discuss and a new case to bring up. I thank you all for being here. I hope you take the time before we start to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. If you would like to help me with my legal expenses, or just to support the efforts that we're doing, we have a variety of ways that you can contribute. From the GoFundMe to help me fight specifically with my legal expenses. We have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. We have an Amazon wish list if you just want to give me a thank you item or buy something special for the Lila. Again, this is truly a family, and we've truly come together for the sake of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And we're going to continue to fight for him. And we're going to continue to expose the mom and stepdad's weird behaviors and inconsistent statements. And we're going to expose those around them that are doing nefarious things to prevent the search or Sebastian being found. I hope you guys support all the creators that have come together to say no to this nonsense and to keep Sebastian first and foremost. God bless each and every one of you watching this, and have a great day. What we do know as fact, however, is that Seth has been searching for his son ever since his son disappeared. Seth has publicly taken a polygraph. He has publicly produced his work records. This man has done everything he could possibly do, including working with the FBI, working with me to advocate for his son, calling on the national media, getting Nick the Hat and Dog the Bounty Hunter, and we're here with what from the mom and stepfather? Nothing for almost 10 months. Shoddy searches at best, working with an unscrupulous PI, felons, and including one searcher utilizing substances, illicit substances, while searching for their son. Well, good morning, my beautiful people of YouTube. It's nice to see you. I wish I had my button. Today is kind of a melancholy day because 1 year ago today, and a few hours, couple hours ago, about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes ago, 1 year ago today. Hey, allegedly with Brittany J. It's nice to see you, love. Sebastian Rogers was reported missing. He was reported missing as a runaway. He was reported missing as a runaway that was autistic and was incapable of thought, incapable of anything, and must have ran toward the water, even though he could swim. There was a lot of information at the very beginning that now we're looking at doesn't make sense to us because we understand how smart and intelligent that Sebastian Rogers truly is. And we noticed very early on that there were a few people that should have been fighting very hard for their son that were on the bench. And that was the mother and the stepfather to Sebastian, where this child lived the majority of his time was inside their home. We learned very early on that this house was locked. There was no belief of any type of forced entry into that home. There was no evidence of this child walking out of that home. There's been no evidence of this child ever existing from the time he walked into that home on February 25th around 6:40 in the evening. From that point on, we don't know what happened. But what we do know is this child hasn't been found in a year. And we do know that his mom and stepdad have been MIA. And every single one of their interviews, and I mean every single one of their interviews, is more geared toward them and trying to prove to the world that they are innocent of what, right? This child walked out of the home with no evidence of walking out of the home, nonetheless, but walked out of the home. That's what they want us to believe. And when we didn't believe it, they got a crew together and decided to intimidate a whole bunch of people that were out there legitimately searching for Sebastian Rogers. Now, fast forwarding to today, and we're talking about a year of his father being lost, being broken, having these animals that were hired by the mom and stepdad brutalizing him when he had nothing to do with his child and continue to do it to this day. We haven't seen or heard from the mom or the stepdad except to plead for their sake, not Sebastian's. And much like that, we get the POS, and I'm going to call her that. The hiding mother-in-chief decides to rear her ugly head and once again has a faceplant in the bull snit. While I don't disagree with the entire segment, I think that the Channel 17 did a great job putting stuff together. I think Katie did a poor job of speaking, as always. She looks like crap. Everybody noticed her weight gain. No, I don't believe she's pregnant. I think she's drinking herself nonstop. I think her face, the redness of her cheeks, that's all, I don't know if you noticed this, but a lot of people that drink very heavily, their face is very red. Her face was very red. It was very broken out. She looks like whatever she knows is eating her up. I will say that. I feel bad for Sebastian. I feel terrible for Sebastian. We're here a year later with no answers. So without further ado, I want to tell everybody thank you so much for the wonderful support at the very beginning here. Melanie, happy Wednesday. Betty, Delilah, mods, and chat. I hope everyone is doing well. Much love to all. Thank you for that beautiful message. Teresa, thank you for your super sticker. Kim, thank you for your super chat. Elizabeth, being with us for 23 months. God bless you. Almost 2 full years. Wow, Elizabeth. God bless you. Robin, good morning, Betty. Sebastian's Army. We love you, Sebastian and Seth. Amen for that. And Elizabeth gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership for the person that received their gifted Bullhorn Betty membership. Welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Okay, I don't have my buttons. I feel lost without my buttons. I can't believe I left my buttons. But we're going to go ahead and go over the interview. I know everybody has probably watched this interview. Oh, thank you. Look at that. Allegedly with Brittany J. 5 months. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Aaron, it's nice to see you, love bug. Won't give up on Sebastian. Thinking of you. Sending lots of love, Seth and Sebastian. Thank you, Melanie. There's going to be a few, you guys can already see by my thumbnail, I'm not going to be easy on this POS. I'm not going to be easy because I believe she is lying through her teeth. I believe she knows where her son is or knows what happened to him. And nobody is going to change that. Nobody is going to scream that out of me. Nobody is going to belittle that out of me. Nobody is going to jail that out of me. Nobody is going to change my mind. We are here a year later. This child never was seen walking out of that house and has never been seen again after going into that house. Hush. Hush, hush. Everybody, Delilah wants to make sure everybody on the Coffee Club knows that you guys, she's saying good morning. She's not right on my lap, so she just wanted to let you all know that she's here and she loves the Coffee Club. So we're not going to sit here and I'm not going to have people try to intimidate me or scare me from coming to a vigil for a child. Law enforcement is going to have to do what law enforcement is going to have to do if I violated the law. And Bullhorn Betty is going to do what she has to do for the sake of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I hope everybody that would like to pray over the situation, I hope you guys are all at that church. Your only requirement is no matter how you feel about the situation is leave it at the church doors when you walk in. I have to do the same thing. Free Delilah. Oh, good gracious. Where is she?
I got her.
You got her?
Yeah.
Where at?
Right here.
Oh, she's on the bed.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get dressed.
I didn't see her. I didn't see her.
My eyes told me.
She's such a little peanut. People don't realize how small she is. She's just a little peanut. But anyways, getting back to this, we're going to go ahead and play the video. I'm going to stop it. You guys have already seen it. I'm giving credit to Justin for all for recording it and streaming it live last night for the rest of the world that is not in their local news economy to be able to see it and get it out. I do appreciate, I'm just going to throw this out there because I do kind of not have such appreciation for a lot of mainstream media. I do think the reporter and the presentation
presentation itself was good, right? I think it was great. I think the only thing that stunk to high heaven was the POS mom being debuted on that segment. That's really the only thing. I wish I had some great words to say that's going to make us all feel like things are going to be okay in this case. That something that's inspirational, that'll help just drive people to do better and get out there and search. And I'm falling flat today. My heart hurts. It hurts bad. It hurts bad, first and foremost, for Sebastian, because I can't imagine how scared he must be wherever he may be. And then for his father, that had a normal day and got off work thinking he was going to go home and put his head on his bed and get through the week and get to his son the next weekend, right? And his whole entire world was flipped upside down. And he realizes his son's missing. And like any normal father, he goes out searching for his missing son. The problem is day after day, there's nothing. No new news, no information, no Sebastian. Day after day after day after day. All alone, by the way. Doing this all alone with the support of us. That's it. He had no family support out there with him. He had no ex-wife or military family that is this boy's mother and stepfather out there helping him and guiding him and coordinating searches and doing it properly in a very military style. Nothing. By himself, day after day after day, while two people hid away, hid from Sebastian, hid from society, hid from the community, and hid from the world. We usually don't get that from parents, especially military parents. Typically, when you have a child missing that is not being found, we've seen it. We're in the true crime. We have missing people all the time. What does the family do? The family puts their BS aside and gets huge search parties, week after week after week, coordinating areas that need to be searched, doing more thorough searches that law enforcement didn't do, or what have you. Let's face it, Elijah Vu is a very critical case when it comes to searching. Why? Because Elijah Vu was a little boy that disappeared. And month after month after month, the family got together and community people got together and they searched and searched. And law enforcement was in the area where he was and searched that area 5 different times. 5. And finally, a hunter went out there, and their dog is what found Elijah Vu. And now the world knows what happened to that little boy. So why no searches? The one thing that I really have disdain for in that article is two things. One is implying that I ever reached out to these people, which is categorically false. I've never messaged these people. I've never tried to contact these people. I've had one communication with Chris Proudfoot, and that was when somebody trolled his name. It might have been him, but somebody trolled his name and said that they were going to sue me and take my channel. And he wanted to make sure the record was crystal clear that was not him. So that was the only communication that we had. And then, of course, Terry Bowersox following me and circling my car. Clearly it's on camera, so there's no dispute about who was following who, even though the hate channels would love to keep saying over and over and over again that I was following them. But where's the evidence? I definitely have the receipts for that. And it wasn't even me showing the receipts. It was all of you that went through my video and sent it to me. So even all of you guys know what truly happened. He was alone. Sebastian Rogers had an entire family in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He had his mother, his stepfather, and all of his stepfather's family. Yet Seth, which was over an hour and 15 minutes away from this area, was the only one out there searching for his son.
And the one thing I cannot stand on that article is them implying that Katie or Chris ever lifted a finger to help, because we all know they never did. I don't care what they put out there to the world. That news reporter knows the truth. Everybody in that community knows the truth. Everybody knows who has been the one carrying the torch for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and it isn't the POS that birthed this child. It's the man that gave him life, his father, Seth Rogers. That's who. So let's just listen to this POS mom. Let's listen to how, you notice how she was sweating? She wasn't just crying. Her whole face was wet. That tells me nerves. And I surely do hope the nerves are getting her. And I can tell you from where I stand, it doesn't look like she's getting very much sleep. I keep wondering if the prayer that I've had of the haunting in her dreams is coming true. I can only hope. I can only hope.
Here we go.
Thank you.
From his home,
By the way,
High School in Sumner County.
By the way, Justin, for all, if you're in chat or you come across this on replay, thank you so much for getting this and capturing this, and we do appreciate you.
He's 16 now, but there are still no confirmed sightings or leads in the case.
Fox 17 News' Kelly Apollino sat down with Rogers' mother, Katie Proudfoot, in the search for her son and the ongoing public scrutiny surrounding this investigation.
Green tea. A voice and
I just want you guys to look at that. I want you guys to look at Sebastian. I want you to really look at him. Look at that smile. We all know he was not a mischievous child. We all know he was a good, smart kid. Explain to me why his stepfather took all of his underwear away from him and gave him, not put them aside until he got through this remission or whatever the POS mother wants to say, but literally took his underwear and gave them all to Seth. So this young child here had no underwear, forced to wear diapers. Forced to wear diapers. Can you guys imagine being 15 years old and having a stepfather that ripped your cats away from you, killed your snake, and then forces you into diapers? How humiliating. How humiliating. You guys want to talk about facts? Let's talk about facts. Those facts that mainstream media doesn't like to talk about.
an exuberant smile that have been missing for a year that Sebastian Rogers has gone without his favorite things.
Cats are the number one.
And I'm going to reiterate exactly what Justin For All said last night. Did you let them know that you took his beloved animals and got rid of them for a man? Did you tell him you quit smoking for a man? Did you tell him that that same man made you decide between your son and him, and your son is magically gone? Let's talk about those facts. Today is the 1-year disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He should be here, and he's not. We'll save the love fest for March 1st. Right now, there's a lot of people here that are angry and want to know where Sebastian is. Never mind the 5 CPS reports. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you.
He loves animals, almost all animals.
Animals, video games, books, and any chance in the pool.
And I want you guys to remember that. She says he loves animals. Remember, this is the same piece of crap mother that when his father was trying to do a rescue ride to raise money for those beloved animals that he loves so much, she, her husband, and their crew of felons ruined it. Did she let them know that? Hey, Crime Stories Obsessed. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. I'm curious. I bet you Everybody seems to forget about those details for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because they're ugly. The ugly truth.
Pool.
He loves water. He swims like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
So we're going to go back here. So he swims like a fish. Can you explain to me why law enforcement was so busy looking at waterways, thinking he may have walked into the water when he knows how to swim, and not just swim, but swim well? Seems a little odd to me. A lot of this information didn't seem like it was, It seems like a lot of information that we learned at the beginning of this case is much different than the real reality of this case and the reality of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
He swims like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th.
Here we go. This woman, and I'm going to say this because I am from the legal side of cases like this. You know, we got to remember, long time ago, Bullhorn Betty, 15, 16, I don't remember how many years ago, used to work for law enforcement, or excuse me, law enforcement, lawyers. What am I talking about? Lawyers. Used to work for lawyers, lots of lawyers. And one thing that we do when there's a high profile or some type of news segment that's coming out, we bring the client in and we prep them. You know what prepping is? Prepping is when you shoot a bunch of questions out at them, you listen to what their natural response is, and then you start correcting them and telling them how this will sound better. Maybe say it this way, maybe say it that way, still the truth, but you're giving them a better presentation, right? When there's depositions, we bring people in and we go over what we believe is going to be asked in that deposition and listen to their natural response and keep the same response, but package it differently. Okay. That happens all the time. Anybody in the legal field that's in my office or in my chat room right now can attest to that. That's kind of how it works. It's not with lawyers. Some of them might, but we were always taught you never tell them what to say. You allow them to speak and you clean up some of the speech. So this is where I think she has been counseled over and over and over again. She was highly prepared for this interview, down to the way she even said he swims like a fish. Okay? With a big old smile on her face as if she's memorizing the event. Okay? To me, being where I've actually did these type of mock interviews with our clients when I was working for the law firm, that's what we did. And you can see that it stuck when she was doing this. She was making sure she was going out of her way. You could literally see her making sure in her brain. She never looked at the interviewer. She was constantly looking down, closing her eyes, making sure she kept it. I can see it plain as day because I've seen it so many times. And it's when she talks about her son's birthday that Freudian slip happens. No matter how hard she trained to make sure that she used all present tense, going out of her way, I could see her in many things, really making sure she kept present tense. She was consciously thinking it. I could see it. And then she slips. But when she slips, we got to look at this because this is where the analysis really begins on the slip, because we've seen this expression before. We've seen that before. So we have to remember that when she does that, that is part of her correction. So this is a behavior that she can't help. Okay? So if we see this, we need to pause. I think this is a clue that can be used in prior interviews that we can now look at. Let's watch.
He would.
Right there.
He loves
See,
water.
I want you to watch
He
it.
swims
She's
like a
thinking.
fish.
Sebastian also missed his
Watch.
birthday.
December 7th. He would.
Right there. You know why she immediately caught herself? Because she had been practicing. And not just her. This is stuff that lawyers would have beat to her head. No past tense. They would have went over this. Would, exactly. Would. And look how she acts. We're going to play this through because this is a behavior that I don't think she realizes she does. And we've seen her do this before. And so now I have identified this as how she corrects things. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. We're going to hear this once more.
Birthday.
December 7th. He would.
Right here. Right there. She takes a deep breath and she blows it out. That gives her an opportunity to take a pause and figure out how she's going to say it. And she still couldn't spit it out because she had to catch herself again. Now, let's listen to it.
He swims like a fish.
That is not a face that I think a mom should have at the 1 year milestone of her son's disappearance. But again, I digress.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He would have. He turned 16 and he should be home for that.
But Sebastian, who has autism, hasn't been home since February of last year. After dinner at the Texas Roadhouse on the 25th, Katie says she and her son went home.
So, you know, in any other case that we cover, we are always looking for motive, means, and opportunity. We are always looking for and trying to locate the last person that ever saw that person before they went missing or was deceased. I mean, this is just normal standard protocol, nothing special for Sebastian's case as opposed to any other case. It's just how we do this, right? You need to fight ground zero. And ground zero just doesn't mean a physical location. Ground zero is also encompassing thank you, Crime Stories of Seth. God bless you. Is also encompassing the people that are around that. Ground zero is ground zero. It's where it began. It's the farthest place that you can start. That's ground zero. Ground zero typically could be a murder scene, an abduction scene. It could be where the last person they hang out. Nothing to see over here, just the last person. And you have to look at all the people that could have been in contact with that person at that last moment. This one's super simple because there's only two people. It's Sebastian and his mother. Would his mother have motive, means, and opportunity to do something to get rid of him somehow, whether it's a custodial issue or something more grave? Yes, she was the only one alone with him. She had full access to him. She had full control over her son. And she was the only one with him from the time you see here to the time he was reported missing. There's no forced entry into their house. There's no video evidence that this child walked out, no matter how much they try to stretch some person on a different street coming home or walking a dog or putting a dog away or whatever the case may be. The chumped up video to try to distract people from the real clues in this case. You can't fake that this woman was by herself with this boy before he disappeared. And she's using past tense and consistently. We've heard this come up before. It's not like the first time we've heard her use past tense, which is a telltale sign that they know something. I have no respect for this hiding mother, this mother that's MIA for her son, because let's face it, we show up. We expect mommies and daddies to also show up.
Dinner at the Texas Roadhouse on the 25th, Katie says she and her son went home.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that was like cause him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night?
It was a normal night. It was a calm night.
Was it punished in any way? Let's evaluate that statement. That Sebastian wasn't punished in any way when he got home. Is that really a true statement with everything that we know? He had no underwear. He was forced into a diaper. Is that statement true just based on that fact? Could that statement be true based on that one fact alone? It's up for you guys to decide for yourself.
That turned tumultuous by the next morning.
When I went in his room and
see how she has to stop and think about what she's saying? She is scripted here. She has been very, very, very much prepared by these attorneys that she has. It shouldn't be this stressful to talk about your son for the first time in almost a year.
Just a normal night.
it was a normal night. It was a calm night.
That turned tumultuous by the next morning.
When I went in his room and he wasn't there. He wasn't in his bed.
Katie says she frantically searched the house and drove around the neighborhood at 6:30 a.m. until she and Sebastian's stepfather, who says he was away for work at the time, called police.
We need you to search your properties every day.
But an Amber Alert and an extensive week-long search didn't yield one significant lead or even a
week-long search. I want to talk about this. We're going to dovetail to this because there was something that Nick Barris said that rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm going to address it here, and I'm going to address it now with 830 people in chat. He said that he can't see where law enforcement has made any mistakes. Well, first of all, that statement in and of itself, you're a buffoon when you say that, Nick. I'm sorry, you are. I'm going to be respectful, but you are. Because in every single case that I have ever worked and ever covered, there are always mistakes. Okay? There are always mistakes. Why? Because the people running those investigations are called human beings. Okay? And human beings, by default, make mistakes and are not perfect. Okay? I have never once found one case, high-profile case, that was done perfectly. So that statement in and of itself is nuts. Okay? So to directly address his statement of if we have proof, right, or whatever he used, that they've done something wrong, he hasn't seen it. Well, clearly he is uneducated in the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children directives. They are the gold standard on how these type of cases should be conducted, including but not limited to when a missing child goes missing, they turn that child's home and their bedroom into a crime scene. This is just for a missing child. They actually have additional directives for an autistic child. And when I apply those directives to everything I know that law enforcement did at the beginning of the case, they face planted. They did not follow the right procedures. I know this because this child didn't have one room, He had 2 rooms. There should have been a total of 3 crime scenes. The house, the bedroom, and his bedroom over at his father's house, or his house over at his father's house. However you want to look at it. That is what the directive calls for, and those are the things that were not done. We know for a fact they did not fingerprint that house the day that he went missing. We know that for a fact. That is a huge problem for me. We know that they did not test or do swatches for DNA and forensic testing at those earlier stages. Have they done it now? I don't know. I'm still unclear on that. So if Nick Barris would like a direct response to what has law enforcement done wrong, it's that. However, again, every single case has mistakes. They're not fatal mistakes in a case, okay? Those things, I truly believe in everything that I am and related to law enforcement and anything else. I truly believe that if something happened inside that house, there's going to be evidence of something happening inside that house with our forensic stuff. Okay. I truly believe that a layman person, even one of the best cleaners in the world, are not going to be able to clean forensic evidence fully out of a crime scene. That's just my personal opinion. I may be proven wrong, but I truly believe without specific criminal skills and criminal processing, like CSI type of skills, I don't think layman people, even with the help of, Turkey Man Adventures, love it. They had a special on WVLT Channel 8 News in Knoxville, Tennessee, featuring Sebastian and 5 other missing children. Oh, I think I remember you telling me that. Hey, Astrology for Mystics. It's nice to see you, love. So those are the things that I think they did wrong. Do I think that they've compensated for those now? I do. Okay. I do believe, I'm hoping, I'm praying that that's the case, but I do believe that at the beginning they were led astray, and everybody knows everybody in this community, and they believe these people. And I think very shortly, in very short succession, they also realized something that wasn't feeling right here, and they started, advising with the state attorney and stuff like that. And that's why we saw him out there in the first 30 or 72 hours, rather. So I think he was there within the first 36 hours, quite frankly, but I can't remember, it's been a year ago since we were discussing this. I'll have to go back to some of my earlier work to find out that information. But either way, that's what I believe law enforcement did wrong from my from where I sit. Okay. Now, has those been compensated for? They might have been. They may have been. It seems like there is a little more confidence in law enforcement. It seems law enforcement is being more proactive in coming out and addressing these wild accusations and wild theories with videos and stuff of that neighborhood and stuff like that. I think they're just done with it. I think they know what happened, and they're moving forward, moving down that investigative road, So, well, without further ado, let's get back to the interview.
A glimpse of the boy on any doorbell cam video. Police.
We need you to search your properties every day.
But an Amber Alert and an extensive week-long search didn't yield one significant lead or even a glimpse of the boy on any doorbell cam video. Days later, investigators combed through a landfill 2 hours away, still saying they had found nothing.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out.
We're not ruling anything out.
For the next year, any activity involving Sebastian's case would fuel droves of online followers.
There's one inaccurate statement here. I mean, yes, they went back, and yes, we're very well of the cadaver dogs. But Blue Star is a chemical for forensic testing. And we learned as of March 20th, when Mr. Proudfoot was on Smiley's Stories World, they had not done forensic testing. So therefore, I don't know where the Blue Star came from in that statement. But there's been nobody's ever talked about that. So that would be the only inaccurate part of your statement there. There is no Blue Star that was used. We have had 0 people even allege that Blue Star was used. And if people don't know what Blue Star is, it's kind of like luminol. It's a luminol type of agent that helps identify and adhere to I think blood. I think it only adheres to blood, but it might be bodily fluid. I'm unsure about the difference between whether it's just blood or if it's bodily fluid, human, whatever. So, but I think it's just blood. But I'll check it out. We'll find that out. But that's the only inaccurate part of that statement. But yes, the house was checked multiple times. They have been checked with scent and cadaver dogs, and they did go back multiple times.
And even a restraining order against one YouTuber.
There's me. But this is where I have a problem, because right after they put me up there, they state about people reaching out to them. We all know that nobody on this channel, nor I, nor anybody else has reached out to these people. Okay. Now, them having contact from the stuff that they're talking about is the dirty crap that JLR used to do. And this was back when JLR was in this case, before he was kind of abruptly removed by Seth Rogers. And he was the one that was, we got all the photos, all the screenshots of him actually going by their house, him as well as Chlamydia, going around there, stopping at night, putting on those whatever goggles and walking the community at night vision goggles. And a Clue and her, or Chlamydia and her Scarecrow were out there with night seeing goggles. That wasn't Bullhorn Betty. That was Chlamydia, a person that now advocates for these people. The person that was sending people by their house was JLR. He had people in their community reporting back to him. That was not Bullhorn Betty. But somehow or another, they put me up on the screen, followed by a YouTuber arrested and people making contact. I want to be ultra clear on this channel for the hate channels in the back to know that I've never contacted this. Even when Christopher Proudfoot was on the stand, he could not say that I've ever reached out to him, ever knocked on his door, ever tried to follow him. That's what he stated on the stand out of his own mouth.
There were. For the next year, any activity involving Sebastian's case would fuel droves of online followers and even a restraining order against one YouTuber.
Carrie Frizzell sucks.
Quite a bit of people that were, sending some very threatening and hateful messages to us.
Very threatening and hateful messages. One thing I don't do is threats, and I do these types of threats right here. This is the worst threat you're going to get from me. I'm barking up your tree, about to lift up your skirt, and about to look under the hood. That's the worst. That's the worst threat that anybody gets from me. Definitely not a threat of violence or bodily injury or taking law into my own hands. We do not believe in that, and we denounce that on this channel every opportunity we get. We expose people that take stuff into their own hands. We do not like it. We do not believe in violence because we're covering these cases that are violent. So we absolutely are the opposite of that. We love love. We want to end hate. We want to end violence. We want to end the senseless disappearance of our young children in this country. That's our motivation. That's our motivation. That should be all of our motivation. End violence so we can quit talking about these type of cases.
Would you say to those people,
just stop?
Fox 17 News sent the Sumner County Sheriff's Office the
I will never stop looking for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I know that the mom and stepdad all want us just to stop. Don't call law enforcement. Don't submit tips. Don't submit leads. And by all accounts, please don't talk about them to law enforcement. They don't want any more searches. They don't want to be looked into anymore. They just want everybody to go away so they can move on with their life, which we've watched.
Lead agency in the investigation a list of questions in anticipation of this story, including asking if there are any new leads, what kind of evidence detectives have vetted, and if investigators still believe there is no indication of foul play. Sheriff
Stop
Eric Craddock
looking.
responded in an email saying, "This is an active and ongoing investigation. We continue to work with our state and federal partners. We will continue to seek a resolution in this case."
What do you believe happened to Sebastian?
Oh, so she only has one question. What do you think happened to Sebastian? He ran away, abduction, what? And she can't answer the question. She can't answer the question.
What do you believe happened to Sebastian?
There she goes again.
Unfortunately.
She takes a deep breath, closes her eyes, and gets the script she's supposed to state. Remember, she was prepared for this interview by attorneys. They prepared her probably ad nauseum for these two interviews to make sure she didn't accidentally state something that would be used against her. That's why she abruptly stopped when she was about to use past tense, because she knew it was past tense language. She knew her attorneys told her to stay away from past tense language. It has been driven into her head that as soon as she heard herself doing it, she automatically stopped, because they had been counseling her and counseling her and counseling her. And she did it again, and she stopped herself. Now, throughout this interview, she's doing those same breathing techniques, closing her eyes and getting the script locked in before she opens her mouth. This is from nothing more than practice, 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 in my opinion.
Over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he
ran away or got lost. She's pondered the idea if he's ran away and got lost. She's combed through it. That doesn't sound like she believes it. Let's listen to that again. This is she's been saying for over a year, her son ran away from home, but right here, she was convinced he walked out that door and ran away. Convinced, wanted the whole world to be convinced he walked out of that home and ran away, right? Let's listen to that whole statement again. This is a little interesting for me.
every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone.
Listen,
if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things.
If he'd is a past tense word.
He had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost.
It's because it's saying if he had run away and got lost. That's what the D is on the end. So she's saying that she went from being convinced he ran away from home to now it's a theory. Where's the absolute, without the doubt, that he walked out the door and took off? I gotta play this again.
Every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone.
So she's pondering all this. Remember, she was adamant they had nothing to do with it. Their son ran away, and shame on the public for not believing he ran away from their home. And now she's even saying she doesn't know whether he ran away from home. How could a mother literally thwart her own son's investigation by demanding and stating that this child... Here, just bring her to me. No, just bring her to me. She'll stop barking when she's in my hand. Okay, sorry guys. We got Mr. Lila. Say hi, Mr. Lila. Say hi. Hey, I love me, mommy. I'm just being awfully talkative here lately. Here's my new sweater. I'm a beautiful little girl. You did the baby. You did the baby. Taking a bite out of crime. Taking a bite out of crime. So she's now confused after all that condemnation for everybody not believing that he just simply ran away from home. Now she doesn't even know if he ran away from home. What happened to him? She was in a locked house. Huh. Interesting. Seems like they're ready to start working on Plan B. Plan B. Who is the Plan B?
Over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
But Katie and a private investigator she retained believe this piece of surveillance video taken the night that Sebastian went missing could be a lead in the case.
1217, a couple 100 yards away, there's a figure.
Does anybody seem to have a problem that every time this man... What the heck just happened? What the heck just happened? Did I just hit a button? What in the world just happened? It just went over to a different thing. Hold on, let me stop here. I don't know what that was about. It just went over to a different. But I want you guys, does anybody... What is going on with my... Does anybody seem to have a problem that he always seems to have some type of booze on his table? Just saying.
A couple 100 yards away, there's a figure.
The Sumner County Sheriff said the video has no relevance to the case, but the Proudfoots aren't dismissing it until the identity of the person is confirmed by investigators. Unfortunately, any possible break in Sebastian's case has gone nowhere.
No child goes poof. He's somewhere.
Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has also endured a year without his son.
Sebastian! You guys notice? I want you guys to see this photo. I want you guys to look at that image. I want you guys to remember and resonate that image in your brain. You see that man right there in the dark? You know what? He's alone. No mom. If I was missing, I'm 45 years old. If I was missing, do you think my mommy is sitting home? My mom is elderly, and she would be kicking in doors to find me. And we got a mom and a stepdad, military trained, has the wherewithal to know how to do proper searches in the jungles, in the woods, on land, on sea, and they decided to bench themselves, leaving his father all alone to search for his son.
Seth brought in a team offering their own reward of $347,000. That's on top.
Seth brought in his own team. Seth.
Year without his son.
Sebastian, son.
Seth brought in a team offering their own reward of $347,000. That's on top of the FBI's $50,000 reward.
Stop looking is to give up hope.
Hope that's still evident among volunteer searchers.
I'm not going to stop.
Missing signs and ribbons in Sebastian's favorite color.
And God, right now we're seeking.
And I want you guys to remember this. I want you guys to see all of this. I'm going to back up because everybody needs to remember this. All these gatherings that you're seeing, the bridge being lit up, all of that, guess what? Mommy and stepdaddy never went to one. Not one. Not one. Let's get there. Not one.
When I went in his room and
the house and drove around
Where?
the neighborhood at 6:30 a.m.
Where am I?
until
I think I
she and Sebastian's
Oh, I
stepfather,
might think I went.
who says he was away for work at the
I must have
time,
went back too
called
far.
police.
Hold on. Let me
We
find it.
need you to search your properties every day.
Sorry, I went back too far.
Hope that's still evident among volunteer searchers.
Oh, I went too far.
Stop.
Bless this
Missing
kid.
signs and ribbons in Sebastian's
Damn it.
favorite color.
I lost my spot. Hold on, I'll find it. There it is.
Not gonna stop.
Missing signs and ribbons in Sebastian's favorite color.
There. Missed that. Missed that. Mommy and Daddy missed hundreds of people coming together to bring hope to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. For Mom and Stepdaddy missed it all. All of these events that you're about to see, Mommy and Stepdaddy missed every last one of them. That one.
And God, right now we're
That
seeking
one.
you to reveal the truth to us.
Katie says detectives searching for that truth left no question unasked.
Lie detectors.
Yes.
For yourself.
And my husband.
Which Katie says they passed.
Nah.
We don't know what investigators
Nah. I'm with you there, Justin. Nah.
say about the test, but Katie says they have searched her home.
Thoroughly, many times. Cadavers, searchers.
What do police tell you at this point? What do they think?
Now, let's talk about this. What do police think? What do police think? Well, what we know as fact is that according to her own PI, they have no contact with him. According to everything we've heard, this lady has lawyered up and stopped cooperating with law enforcement. So what would they have recently told her for her to be speaking on their behalf? When was the last time law enforcement spoke to her? I don't know. Do any of us? Does any of the people that speak to these people? Is there any rumors around? I don't know. Hey, Justin, nice to see you, love. But I can guarantee, I doubt highly, I doubt highly.
Searchers.
What do police tell you?
I doubt highly that she knows.
What do they think?
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Zero trace.
Did you guys see her eyes? Is she reading something? Look at her eyes.
Tell you at this point. What do they think?
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Zero trace of the boy with the smile
Oh,
that's
God,
imprinted
I want to say
on
something.
countless hearts, especially Katie said.
Oh, yeah. And what in the world is that? Oh, you guys can't even see. Still my big old face on here. Let's go back.
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Zero trace of the boy with the smile
Oh,
that's
God,
imprinted
I want to say
on
something.
countless hearts, especially Katie says.
What is that? What in the world is that? If your child's missing, are you getting a heart with a cross in it? Why would she not put her son's name? Craddock said they have evidence. Hold on, let me read this. Karen says, Craddock says they have evidence that they're not divulging, of course. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence. We saw some of the quality of images because the unscrupulous PI doesn't know how to maintain the integrity of any investigation and has released a lot of stuff that was not available to the general public. And so now we have a good understanding of the quality of imagery on some of these cameras on these homes. Okay, they're excellent. So there is that. When I saw this, the first thing that popped into my head was a memorial tattoo. A green heart with a cross. No name. And I think she doesn't have a name on here because I don't think she wants people asking, who's Sebastian? Because then she's going to have to tell the whole world, he's my son. right? What in the world is that? Everything they do for this boy is so cheap. It's just cheap. Cheap. It's her son. She should have her whole back done, not a tiny little mark. Let me guess. I bet you after all this is said and done, she's going to have some cover-up work done, right?
On her own.
I would just like to tell my son that I love him and to know that we are never going to stop searching.
So a lost smile can be found.
There's the spot. We're never going to stop searching. Well, this piece of shit mother needs to start before she ever stops. She needs to start by getting her fat, disgusting, lazy ass up and going and searching, actually putting feet to pavement. That might be a little more kind of what the world is expecting from a mother that has been missing a child for a year. We haven't seen her. You know why? She's MIA. She's too busy running away than standing up and fighting for her son. What? It looks pretty new. Yep, it's raised. Yep. We know. Hey, Serenity, it's nice to see you, love bug. She could have at least put his name in the heart. Yes. She has a problem speaking his name. She has a problem having his name on her body. Everything when it comes to this people and the love that they try to show for their missing son. Now, mind you, they're the ones that live in the almost $1 million property and have all those nice little toys, right? Yet the father that's measly working on a government salary is the one putting together the crew, raising the funds to bring his son home, and has never stopped looking. And by the way, Seth Rogers is not military trained. Military training, you know what? When you look at all of these nonprofit organizations for searchers, what do you find in them? You find retired law enforcement and military. Why? Because they are trained by the best. That's why. They are trained by the best. And so they take that training, that extensive training that we the people pay for our military to be trained, and they put that to use after they retire. Yet you have a missing child and two parents that are military trained, and they fail to even organize one decent search other than with a bunch of drug addicts in a freaking field with a spirit box. They're a joke. They're a joke. So on this 1 year anniversary, I know people are going to talk about this case and try to probably tone it down for the date that we're at. But I would rather this whole community to hear us fight for Sebastian, because the person that you saw in that video is weak, disgusting, sick, definitely not somebody that's searching for their missing son. We saw people searching for their missing son. We saw Seth searching for his missing son. We saw many of the people in our chat searching for her missing son. We've never, ever once, not one time, not once in a year, ever seen Katie engage in one search, pray over her son at one vigil, or ever show up and stand up for her son. Today is the day, 1 year ago, that Sebastian Waindrake Rogers was reported missing and was never seen again. And his mother and stepdad, I believe, hold the key to his location and what happened to him. I truly believe law enforcement believes the same. But I don't know what they're thinking, and I'm not going to speak on their behalf. But what gives me that information is the fact they've been so quick to shoot down the BS finally. Finally, we've got a law enforcement body that is being proactive instead of reactive. And that's what we need moving forward. Guys, I want you to take the day. If you have something green, a light, a candle, please light it up. Please say a prayer. If you can be here on the 1st at 2 p.m., show up. Show up for this son in the absence of his POS mother and stepfather. Show up and stand up. This boy is loved. We want to bring this boy home safely. And this boy's name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We will never stop searching for him. We will never give up on him. And we are going to help try to bring him home. If you have any information to the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, we're going to ask you to please find it in yourself to pick up the phone and reach out to 1-800-TBI-FIND. 1-800-TBI-FIND. You can also reach out to 833-TELL-DOG. There is a variety of ways that you can be confidential and provide your lead if you're scared. There is no excuse that we need to be back here in another year. No matter how we look at this, Sebastian was violated, okay? No matter how we look at this, whether it's a custody dispute or something more grave, he was violated. He was ripped from his father that he loves very much. And somebody needs to answer to that. And somebody needs to be held accountable. So guys, I'm going to say thank you for being here. I'm going to say thank you for caring for this story and caring for Sebastian. And I'm going to ask you guys to please continue to pray. God moves mountains. And we need the whole world to shake. So let's get to it. God bless. Thank you, Tina. Thank you all for being here. Let's go through all these again. Thank you, Melanie. Happy Wednesday. Betty, Delilah, mods, and chat. I hope everybody is doing well. Much love. Thank you, Teresa. God bless you. Kim, thank you. Elizabeth as well. Thank you so much. And all the people that are here continuously day after day supporting this channel. God bless each of you. Robin, good morning, Betty. Sebastian's Army. We love Sebastian and Seth. Amen to that. Miss Elizabeth donated a Bullhorn Betty membership. So welcome to the family. Whoever got that membership, don't forget to tell Elizabeth thank you. And I personally thank you. Our beautiful, allegedly with Brittany J, is up in the house. It's nice to see you, Lovebug. Aaron, good morning. 32 months with the Bullhorn Betty show. God bless you. Won't give up on Sebastian. Thinking of you, Seth. Amen to that. Amen to that. Melanie, sending lots of love to Seth and Sebastian. Thank you, guys. Not one segment of KK searching, but was of Seth. Amen. All of Seth's people. All of Seth's people. Even JLR, quite frankly. If you saw his face, he used to be Team Seth. And I don't like saying Team Seth, but everybody knows. Everybody had their opinion of what happened. And then all of a sudden, these hate channels went wild and people lost their common sense. Lost their common sense. Phil, good morning, love. 8 months. I can't get into chat. How can you not get into chat? Did you reset? Because I put it on 5 days. So I'm so sorry, Phil. Hopefully you can still talk. Saying subscriber only, can't get in. Oh, you must have reset your subscriber. You have to be a subscriber for 5 days. I don't know. I just set it for 5 days. I'm so sorry, Phil. It'll be corrected tomorrow. I just wanted to put it on 5 days for today because I didn't want a whole bunch of trolls in here. So I apologize, Phil. Please accept it. Love you. Love you, girl. Groovy Gal gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, please don't forget to tell Groovy Gal thank you. And thank you. And welcome to the family guy. Family guy. Family guys. I am a family guy. I'm Mrs. Griffin. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to be Lois, okay? I'll be Lois Lane, but not Lois Griffin, okay? I'm just saying, Crime Stories Obsessed, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. LJ, you too. Thank you for the super sticker. Oh, look at here, Southern. For Seth, I will be taking a job working with autistic kids. Oh, TOC kids. I don't know if that was a typo or not. Wish I could be there Saturday. No car, but we'll be there. The good news is I hear that the church is going to be live streaming this. So all the people that would like to be there in prayer, please tune in. Please tune in. Brenda, thank you so much. I heard it just said that the state of Tennessee doesn't arrest or convict anyone without a body. Is that true? No, that's not true. There's certain circumstances. It is kind of true that Tennessee is really, really bad. They don't really take a lot of circumstantial cases to trial. And that's why I suggested early on that they need to get an expert in circumstantial cases to help them prepare. Because I believe that that is the problem that we have in all the cases, right? You shouldn't be able to avoid prosecution because you can hide somebody well. That's not the way our justice system works. So there has to be things in place. And I do believe Tennessee is behind the game when it comes to their state laws. They should be having a lot of stuff that Florida has in place. Florida, Texas, we're all, in my opinion, I just think that they're better. I mean, we don't play around in Florida when it comes to our kids. You can't produce your kid, you go to jail. Okay. And if any state doesn't have those types of laws when it comes to our children, they're behind the 8 ball, period. Because there's no reason why somebody in an identical case of Sebastian happens in Florida, the situation is different. Parents are in jail and locked away. Okay. But somehow in Tennessee, they walk free for years. It doesn't work for me. Okay. And it should not work for the community at large. She could have at least put his name on the heart, but yet she can't even say his name. Amen to that. Thank you, Forever Nikki's mom. Gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. Linda became the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. I am so sorry, Phil. You can send me an email. I'll later today when we do our live, I'll make sure that it's on a day. Jen in Georgia, thank you. I plan on coming Saturday just to support and pray. Honestly, I don't think I'm that strong. Aw. Well, you can come if you can. There's going to be a huge coffee club family there. So if you're worried or anything like that, and you want to come and show your support, please do. You will be welcomed with open arms. Tina D, thank you so much. Thank you, Betty, for the tireless effort in this case. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Amen. God bless you guys. I really do appreciate it. Brenda, praying Sebastian, 5 months. Thank you, Brenda. Praying Sebastian is brought home soon. Everybody is. I wish I could hold my breath, but I just don't think I could hold it that long. If we started holding our breath back in March, we'd all be kind of expired at this point. We want to bring him home without a doubt, but we need law enforcement to do that. We need law enforcement to be, I'd like to see law enforcement more present. I think having law enforcement more present would be a little more calming for the rest of us that are truly concerned that we feel that somebody got away with something here. And we know that we're only 12 months in, and we have to remember all these other cases, West's, others, even Leilani, it took almost what? No, but I'm talking about when she got arrested. It was only a few months. 6 weeks. Okay. And that was a little bit different. But then we had the West family. They weren't arrested until 14 months. So we have to look at some of these cases. I don't even want to look at Don Wells and Candace Bly, because I think that I think Ronnie Lawson has got to go. Hopkins County has got to let Ronnie Lawson go. He's not a good sheriff. Okay. He's too busy micromanaging everybody. Do you guys know, I have never heard, because I do public information requests all the time. And I've never heard any public information request going to a sheriff, the actual sheriff, for review before it's signed off on. That is corrupt as hell, in my book. Corrupt as hell. So he's got to go. He's got to go. If we're going to get that case solved, he's got to be booted. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. He's got to get booted. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Praying for Sebastian. So I do appreciate everybody. Thank you all. Thank you, Lady 7-Up. I think I missed you. I'm so sorry about that. But thank you so very much. Whispering Once, how did I miss more? Did I have to go? Oh, I did miss a few. Okay. So stand together as one for Sebastian and Seth. Together we are stronger. I believe that 100%. And thank you, Lady 7-Up. So guys, that's my message today. It's not going to be the most uplifting message today because quite frankly, I don't think we should be here. It should have never gotten to this point. It just shouldn't. And what we are going to do is we're just going to pray for him and his family. We're going to pray for law enforcement. We're going to pray for God to give law enforcement the nugget they need to get this case solved. That's what we really need to be praying for, right? We need to be praying for Sebastian's safe return, but we also need to be praying for that nugget of information that law enforcement needs to get this case solved. So let's not forget about law enforcement in our prayers, you know? All right, guys, I wish I had some uplifting information to give you, but I'm not going to sit here and be fake with you guys. Today is not a day that I want to be at. Today is not the day that I want to be here. I'd like to know that Sebastian's healthy. I'd like to know that he's well taken care of. I'm certain that his father would like nothing more than to hear that his son's okay. But yet we're going to go yet another day without hearing that. God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, say it with me, kind to one another. We can be kind to one another, be assertive, and be stern. We don't have to be floor mats, and we don't have to change the way we think. But we do still have to keep rising up each and every day and fighting for Sebastian and supporting Seth while he fights for his son. So God bless you. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.